They're bearers of knowledge from ancient times. They've been in an isolated crevice of the Sierra Madre for centuries, far away from the movement and the evolution of Western culture. They've explored a cosmic landscape that most of us don't even have a clue exists. The Huichol people have a whole different perspective about why human beings are on this earth and what is our birthright, or what it is we're supposed to be doing on this planet.
Es como nuestro madre o nuestro padre, todo eso. Sí, es el que nos da vida, pues.
The extraordinary Huichol culture dates back thousands of years.
Rezo para pedir a heredar mi familia, lo que yo conozco.
I think they hold many lessons for humanity just by the mere fact that they've been able to survive for all of these centuries.
But today, this ancient civilization is being attacked on all fronts, plagued by disease and poverty, their sacred hunting grounds destroyed by logging and highways. 3 decades ago, Susana Valadez, an American student, visited the Huichol homeland in the mountains of Mexico's Sierra Madre.
I was going down for a 2-week field study so I could write my master's dissertation. And I didn't have a clue that I'd be spending the rest of my life there.
What Susana saw changed her life.
Mothers who were trying to breastfeed their kids but had no milk because they were so malnurtured, and cradling their babies in their arms while they waited for them to die. I mean, those images, you know, they chill my soul even today as I speak about that. And it just wasn't fair.
Susana couldn't walk away from the hardship. After falling in love and marrying a Huichol artist, Mariano Valadez, Susana knew that unless something was done, this rich culture would disappear. She launched the Huichol Center as a lifeline to save a dying people. To ensure that Huichol children no longer starved, a soy dairy was set up, run entirely by Huichol women.
We're literally putting a cow in every kitchen with the soy milk, protein that was not otherwise available to them.
The Huichol Center also tackled poverty at the source.
The first vision of the Huichol Center was to create right livelihood jobs for Huichol people that respected and embraced the cultural tradition and built upon it.
One of the first to arrive was an artist, Gonzalo Hernandez. He was hungry and penniless.
Gonzalo Hernandez is a modern-day scribe.
He is one of the last of a dying breed of Huichol artists who paint with yarn. The Huichol Center gave him the tools and a place to practice his art.
Cada cosa tiene mucho significado. Cada pluma significa mucho, tiene muchas etapas. Y la jícara, y las flores, y los serpientes. Quizás si yo preparo a mi familia, ellos pueden dar a otras personas.
Those visions are revealed to the Huichols during their peyote rituals.
It's not like a bunch of guys saying, oh, hey, let's go get high. The peyote is their teacher. It's the mind behind nature that tunes them into a whole other universe, opens up a whole other universe that's invisible to the Western mind.
The jaguar spirit, the life-giving goddess, Tecutzinakawe, the mystical deer shaman, Cayumari. Each image connects the Huichols to a mystical realm.
The Huichol art is like a story, it's like a book.
After seeing the power of Huichol art, Simon Rose has joined the effort to save this indigenous nation from extinction.
When we lose true indigenous people on this planet, we lose a very important part of our humanity.
Angelica is cataloging and preserving the complex Huichol culture. It's an important mission for the center, where it's common practice to bring your kids to work every day.
Y valorado más lo que es la ceremonia. Quisiera seguir estudiando más y me gustaría estudiar antropología. Quiero superarme y hacer muchas cosas en la vida y ayudar a mi cultura.
To make sure that Huichol culture lives on, Angelica's database is used as the core curriculum at the Huichol Center School.
This is our little one-room little schoolhouse where we create miracles. And, you know, we're working with what we have.
Yo hago los dibujos, los saco en esos cuadros. Y todo lo que viene aquí son símbolos importantes para los huicholes.
Maurilio was once a student here. With the help of the Huichol Center, he's now a lawyer. He has many job offers from the private sector, but he's committed to using his education for the benefit of his people.
Es un gran proyecto que estamos haciendo. No lo quiero dejar así nomás.
The miracle is that the children love coming to our school. Most children don't like going to school. They are so prepared when they get into first grade or when they get into the Mexican public schools that they're at the top of the class. Our kids are constantly getting, our kids like Guadalupe. Let me see, what did you do here? That's so pretty, look at that.
Those kids have a real good chance. There's that expression that a rising tide lifts all boats. And those kids, to me, represent the rising tide. They're going to be the future leaders. And the message is no longer going to be one of failure and being marginalized by the dominant culture. It's going to be more one of empowerment.
What's so important is to help the Huichol people realize that their culture is an asset to them, not a deficit. Imelda's brilliant, beautiful spirit, very traditional Huichol woman.
Cuando vivía mi papá, yo siempre íbamos en tabaco y no sacábamos nada. Y los aviones pasan allí con químico y todo. Si yo no conociera a Susana, pues anduviera todavía allá.
The beadwork that Imelda is making is a very traditional Huichol craft, with a few modern twists.
What I simply undertook was to help the Huichol people by providing better materials, investing a little bit more money in finer beads, wider color range, and helping them think outside of the box a little bit.
The result is a thriving cottage industry. Huichol beadwork has been featured in major fashion magazines. In every corner of the center, Huichol men and women are earning a living by practicing an art that was handed down to them from their ancestors. Today, the Huichol Center has become a model for a new way to live.
They are very flexible and lightweight. Son muy flexibles y livianitos.
Blending the best of modern technology with tried and proven ancient traditions.
We've been working with the Huichol Center and we've looked at a number of different prototypes, and it's actually pretty amazing how important something that we might take for granted in the United States is a basic resource like electricity or light. And people do use the light for working at home, which is not trivial because that means that each family has a little more economic autonomy, and that might be the difference between just surviving barely and surviving a little bit better.
You can power these two small lights for up to 4 hours. Take your own bag. Que pongas como por ejemplo en tu bolsa.
Portable solar lights, pioneered by a Boston company, KVA, have been embraced by the Huichols.
And we've been working with a number of women who are weavers. This bag is a very traditional pattern called the deer snare. And so women can integrate the technology directly into their traditional carry bags.
It's off-the-grid living in a sustainable package.
There are so many hazards in the homeland, because it's so dark. People need to walk long distances and, the trails are very dangerous. The children who have to do their homework can now work at night. It allows Huichol artisans to work in their homes in the evening hours when it was otherwise totally impossible. Let there be light. Let there be light in the Huichol homeland.
For more than 3 decades, the Huichol Center has empowered its people to secure their basic needs. Among those, one of the most vital is the Huichol spiritual life.
The Huichol cultural tradition revolves around an annual pilgrimage to their sacred holy lands, which are about 300 miles to the east of them.
Without the center's continued support, this sacred tradition might vanish.
We are a very small foundation, and we don't have a large endowment. And so we really are very personally involved with the grants that we give. And I always say we need to get as much bang for the buck as we possibly can. And I have seen in 12 years the most incredible results from the Huichol Center.
The Huichol culture is a viable, living 21st century culture with a whole lot of good, important knowledge to share with the global community.
The Huichols have so much to offer. They really have solutions for our ills that we are faced with today.
Humanity as a whole can benefit from the presence of the Huichol people and their beautiful culture on planet Earth.